Hello, everyone. Today, we'll be talking about this really strange Hunter Biden email from his laptop, and it appears that it's talking about some kind of invasion of Ukraine long before the actual invasion begins, basically. And they're thinking of well, how do we, how does Burisma, the company in Ukraine, the oil and gas company that no longer exists, how do we make money, you know? So this email was in 2014. If you don't know, in 2014, Russia invaded Crimea, and they annexed Crimea in 2014. And this was by what I think the email went to Devin Archer, and it's from the email says Robert Biden, but there might be Hunter Biden. So we're gonna read it. I have to go to Houston with Bo tomorrow for MD Anderson checkup, some thoughts after doing some research, and some further thoughts on an organization going forward. 1. Poroshenko, who is the incoming president of Ukraine, if I'm correct. Poroshenko appears to be the likely next president. Determining our team's relationship with him is important. He is credible with the West and by all accounts a true reformer by Ukraine standards. Some sort of decentralization will likely occur in the East. If it doesn't, the Russians will continue to escalate their destabilization campaign, which could lead to a full-scale takeover of the eastern region, most critically Donetsk. The strategic value is to create a land bridge from Russia to Crimea. That won't directly affect Burisma holdings, but it will limit future Ukraine exploration and utilization of offshore opportunities in particular. 4. It will also result in further destabilization of Ukraine nationally and for whatever government is in power, and the U.S. will respond with even stronger sanctions. Those sanctions will threaten the tenuous support of the European Union, which does not have the political will to incur steep energy price increases, which will result in further price increases on Russian gas to Ukraine. And if you don't know, what's going on right now in the world is European Union is having to buy, up until the Nord Stream pipeline was sabotaged, they were having to buy oil at really higher prices with Russia, and this sounds kind of eerily similar to what's going on right now. It's kind of strange. And this was 2014, so this is long before any invasion of Ukraine. I just found it interesting. The IMF loan guarantees will allow the Ukrainians to weather the economic impact, but the required reforms to Ukrainian public subsidies will weaken the new president. There will be enormous pressure on Burisma to lower prices for the national good. Even if the company takes a hit in profits, it would seem imprudent to raise profits in convert with Russian price gouging. Raise prices, sorry. Burisma has an opportunity here to play the hero if it ignores the artificial market value of their product and plays to the national interest. Kazakhstan could play a pivotal role by providing gas at rates lower than what the Russians are asking, but I doubt they would want to poke the bear. The pipelines across Ukraine are the key to all of this, but if the Ukrainians shut down the pipeline, they also shut down 60% of their energy supply and put a strangle on European Union supplies and from Russia, with which the European Union will never accept because they are pussies, it says. Yeah, that's what it says. So, put a strangle on European Union supplies from Russia, which the European Union will never accept because they are pussies. There is no immediate supplier solution to replace Russia. Even if Burisma increased output from their reserves by 100%, it would 1. Take at least 2 years, and 2. Ukraine would still be about 35% short of their needed gas supply. So wait. So they know about the fact that the European Union is like reliant on Russia for energy, right? What I'm saying is, how come they knew all this stuff and then European Union isn't doing anything about it? And and now they're finally doing something, but it's eerie. It's kind of eerie. Our guy needs to set himself up as the anti-Viktor Pinchuk, coal and steel oligarch, pro-Russian Yanukovych supporter. The best way to weather the storm, by the way, now in elections, is to throw all in with the Chocolate King. I don't know what that means. Even if he loses to Timoshenko, unlikely per polls as of today. Poroshenko is a safe ally that could help protect him from the vultures of the moment. Additionally, you, me, and Alex should reconnect with the boxer and help gain his support of our guy. Don't know who the boxer is. And it is the moment, by the way, now in elections that he needs to weather. If he is seen as unfairly profiting from the Russian induced price spike, things could turn against him fast. The Burisma website or press releases should talk about how Burisma, as the largest independent, is committed to supplying Ukrainian industry with much power at a fair price as possible during this crisis. By the way, I don't know, it didn't happen, but they only took Crimea, but it's kind of weird. This crisis with an emphasis on utilizing the best technologies and world-class team to ensure increased production and domestic delivery post-haste. We can actually be of real value here, developing relationships, bringing U.S. expertise to the company, supplying strategic advice on politics and geopolitical risk assessment. BSF can actually have direct discussions at state, energy, and NSC. They can devise a media plan and arrange for legal protections and mitigate U.S. domestic negative press regarding the current leadership if need be. The announcement of my guy's upcoming travel should be characterized as part of our advice and thinking, but what we will say and do is out of our hands. In other words, it could be a really good thing, or it could end up creating too great an expectation. We need to temper expectations regarding that visit. We need to ask for long-term agreement and across-the-board participation. This is a huge step for us that could easily become very complicated. And if we are not protected financially, regardless of the outcome, we could find ourselves frozen out of a lot of current and future opportunities. To that end, they need to know in certain terms that we will not and cannot intervene directly with domestic policymakers, and that we need to abide by FARA and any other U.S. laws in the strictest sense across the board. The contract should begin now, not after the upcoming visit of my guy. Who the heck is my guy? But basically, it's just going on and on and on. But I felt that was strange. You can read the rest of it in the comments below, but it was kind of strange. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.